The partnership has begun in the cold, dark days of winter, when lost things have a way of finding their way into strange and magical realms. The muses of winter guide them, the forces of creation that whisper into dreams and float upon the winter winds, seeking the one that can transform them into something delicately concrete, something that can be held and loved. So much happens out of sight, as the earth itself crawls out of darkness, making its way through fairy tales, seeking the hands that will collaborate with the muses that have been encouraging it along, to marry idea with earth and give birth to something precious. When the earth and muse find the right hands, a magical bond forms, that between dreams and material and maker. The threshold to transformation has been crossed. Agile hands, given new purpose by the whispers of a muse, caress the earth that has traveled so far to meet them. This earth's name is porcelain, and it is silky smooth and nearly as white as snow. The hands know to be delicate in shaping it, to be patient and tender, for this earth has been on a long journey and is in need of softness. The earth has never felt like this before. It remembers eons of sitting still, silent, and stiff as other minerals traveled away in the water that leached through it. But this ancient earth softens in the hands of the maker as she gently massages the clay into vessels. Vessels that will have a purpose, born of a winter dream, and the promise of flames to come comforts porcelain. Though, once formed into vessels, it does feel a bit bare. After all, it traveled through fairy tales, mysterious hidden lands, underwater landscapes, and over great distances. The muses that guided it stared in awe at the delicate details of barnacles, the spines of sea urchins, the luminous seaweeds dancing in moonlight. Surely some of those memories are swirled into the clay itself, and they begin to emerge, sometimes aided by the hands of the maker, and sometimes seemingly all on their own. Soon, this magical tea set has become fully adorned in the little bits of wonder it rolled through on its journey. It is ready to rest before it meets the fire. As the earth warms itself in the white-hot sauna of the kiln, another fire burns under the winter sky. It is the annual Yule fire on the longest night of the year, stars twinkling high above. The maker's hands are warmed by the glow of this sacred fire, warmed by this ritual that goes back thousands of years, imprinted into her ancestral memory. The next morning, a residue of magic is left behind, the ash from the woods that illuminated such a beautiful night. The next step is pure alchemy as the maker sieves the ashes and mixes them with other bits of earth. They'll get to know each other in the fires of the kiln. When they emerge, some will have melted into each other cozily, forming the perfect glaze. It is now time for the maker to introduce earth to ash. Carefully, delicately, dexterous hands brush sacred ash into all the precious details of the tea set's form. Then they return to the kiln together, this time in the quest to vitrify and become stone. This time when the tea set re-emerges, it has the glossy character of the glass hidden in ancient trees, and the strength of the rocks that bore it so very long ago. It is time to celebrate. The maker and the muses brew up a potion that speaks to the story they all share, of underwater mysteries and ancient earth uncovered, a little sip of magic, a sprinkle of mineral-rich seaweed and a pinch of smoky tea, warm cream as white as snow, and a splash of peaty scotch, a kiss from the ancient earth. Who said a tea set had to stick to the rules? A toast to the muses in gratitude for their partnership. All are grateful. Their journey has been a magical collaboration. Yet as beautiful as their time together has been, it is now time for the maker to bid the tea set goodbye, for its journey is far from finished. Lovingly wrapped in soft packaging, the tea set is sent on its journey home, back through the realms of fairy tales and flying above the deep ocean magic that bore it. Over land and over water it will travel, kept safe by the muses that will forever accompany it, until it lands on the stoop of one Mister Finch. I wonder how the story will continue.